Ladybeard! Hey, podcast kittens, it's Cathy Cat and
Ladybeard. Welcome back to Cat with Beard. Yes!
Cat with Beard, episode 2.
Episode 2. Unos, dos, tres. Wait, I messed that up. Unos, eins,
zwei.
Yes.
Episode 2.
That's good. Good job. Awesome. This is excellent.
Right.
How are you? It's been a long time since I saw you last. We recorded episode 1.
I've been wonderful. And how have you been?
Oh my goodness. Listen, Ladybeard is just every day is an endless voyage of discovery and absolute creation in this great carnival that we call life in Japan.
Life in Japan, and which is also the topic this time. We're going to talk about life in Japan, everything about life in Japan, and maybe pick up a couple things that you guys were curious about. Life in Japan. So, very random question. What's the first thing that gave you the culture shock when you touched down in Japan?
The first thing. Well, I mean, when I came to Japan, I'd already lived in Hong Kong, so I'd already gotten used to living overseas. I'd lived in Germany, I lived in Hong Kong, I lived in the Philippines, so I was already kind of used to living outside my own country as such. When I first got to Japan, I think the biggest thing that had me, I guess, confused more than anything. Because when you first get here, you're generally confused.
Yes.
But at the same time,
you're generally confused.
At the same time, you're blissfully unawares, aren't you?
Like, in hindsight, like I facepalm so often when I think about the things I did. Like, because Japanese people say it's okay, even if it's not.
It's not okay.
So,
it's never okay.
In hindsight, I'm like, when I think about myself coming the first time, I'm like, oh, you did that. Oh no, you did that. Oh no. But yeah.
But before you've gotten climatized, you don't realize, do you?
You do.
People say, "Oh, that's okay. That was great." You go, "Oh, good." Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
And you step into all of it, and people are trying to cover up for you, and you don't even know.
You enjoy your day. You have a very nice time.
Yeah.
The big thing that kind of my first moment of okay, now what was there are no public rubbish bins in this country.
Oh my God! Like searching for those takes ages, and people are still like carrying their garbage around going like, where do I go rid of this? You just know you carry it with you all day until you get home.
Mm-hmm. You put it in your satchel and you throw it away when you get home.
Exactly.
That was always it took me a long time to figure this out. I've been walking around with my pet bottle going, I was looking for a place with this. In my country, if they don't provide an ample amount of those, they just get thrown on the street.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Right. The Japanese don't do that, though, do they? They're very well behaved.
I heard there's a story behind that. You know, when there was actually a terrorism attack on the subway, that's why they took the trash cans away. Because obviously, trash can, you can put whatever in it. You don't know. So they took them away, but they actually brought them back. But what they realized when they brought them back, the area around the trash cans will get dirty because people start throwing things away and then they don't hit it, or then it's full and then they put it all around it. So that's why they minimized the amount of trash cans, is what I heard. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I heard.
Yeah. So this is what you notice when you first get to Japan. It's interesting because you're in Tokyo. It's an urban environment. There's people everywhere. There's consumption all over the place. And then you walk around with your rubbish and you don't know what to do with it.
I started, this is like advanced living in Japan skills, is you don't buy certain foods because they will make like so much trash that you can't carry it.
Hard to throw away, that's right.
And you're like, okay, I might just get an onigiri because that's like a wrapper I can put in my bag then instead of a big bento box where I later on won't have a place to throw it away. Advanced living in Japan.
And this is why when you buy things at the convenience store, they always give you a plastic bag. Even if you only buy one item, it'll come with a bag.
Well, not anymore, right?
Not anymore.
No, they will ask you nowadays, like, do you want the bag or not? Because now
that's right, because they changed the rules. They charge you for the bag.
Before that, you got a plastic bag for even a chewing gum.
But yeah, exactly. So if you're buying anything, the whole policy is after you're finished with it, you need a place to put the rubbish. So you put it in the bag, and then put the bag in your bigger bag, and now you had a bag in a bag to take home, like those Russian dolls that come out.
Bag in a bag in a bag, but at least then your bag won't get smelly, kind of thing.
That's right.
Any other surprises or culture shocks you had before you came?
No, I'd say more than anything else then, it was just sort of a case of continuing on from what we were talking about last time, about the means of Japanese communication and how Japanese communication happens and how what's being said is not what's really actually being said, not what's meant.
You have to read the room so much. And we actually last time talked about hierarchy a little bit.
Oh, we did.
I would like to mention, I heard that at the business level, the hierarchy in Japan is the highest, in Australia is the lowest. In what I've heard.
Wouldn't surprise me, eh?
So it's like a very different business level. Like in Japan, is generally the longer you're in the company, the more higher you move up, the more respect you get. The older you are, the more respect you get. Is also a thing a lot here. Does that fly in Australia?
No, Australia, I think, probably is most likely going in the opposite direction. It's getting more and more people expect to be able to talk to the boss or their juniors or their seniors or whoever as equals, because I think the attitude is increasingly more and more one of we are all humans. So let's just, generally treat one another with respect. Whereas Japan, there definitely is this hierarchical structure when... But in Japan, that's not just in business. That pervades the entire society.
The senpai kohai system. You guys probably know it most commonly from anime or manga, where there's like senpai, notice me. But that senpai kohai system, I like this. What is it, like senior, junior, senior relationship? That goes all through the life, not just in school, like whoever is over you. The idea is the senpai looks after the kohai, so the one who's been there longer looks after the younger one. Well, the younger one has to do a couple of chores for the older one, which I found interesting because, for example, if you are, say, there's a wrestling club in school and you are my senpai. Okay, which means I will come to the club early in the morning when it's cold. I will make the room warm. I will set up the ring for you. I will bring out your drinks and maybe your towels and all you do. And then you come in and I do a deep bow and say welcome.
There's a lot of that. It is to the uninitiated. It is a very odd thing to witness.
It is. It kind of puzzles you a little bit.
Yeah,
that's definitely a culture shock moment, I guess, when you're like, why is this person like the only 2 years older than you are, but why are you treating them like royalty kind of thing?
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
Do you have to treat people like royalty, or have you been treated like royalty? How's that?
I don't know. I think I'm
Or do we have the gaijin card?
I'm removed on so many levels. I got the gaijin card. Then on top of that, I'm this big, hairy crossdresser. So I think I kind of get a double removal. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like
then on top of that, I'm clearly not very smart. And I think people realize that upon first encounter. So therefore, I kind of get a triple removement. See, I said I'm not about smart. I don't even know the correct noun that comes from remove. To remove becomes what? Removal? Removement? I said removement.
You're asking the German here. I have no idea.
Anyway,
hey!
So I think Ladybeard spent a lot of his time in Japan going, wee! And everyone around me is going, okay.
Okay, so your manager has to kind of shuffle and make up
Poor
for
manager.
things.
Poor
Sorry.
manager. Every
He's
day.
Sorry.
Every day is a
He's
nightmare for
sorry.
Ladybeard's manager. Oh my goodness.
You're doing a really good job.
Ladybeard's like a Titanic just plowing its way through Tokyo, leaving a trail of destruction behind it. My poor manager Shiori, she has to follow behind me. I'm very sorry about the Poor woman. The poor woman. Oh my goodness.
I see the director of Ash Japanese out there. He's nodding. He sometimes has to cover up for me too.
They
but
all
sometimes,
understand.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't point at me. Oh god. Yeah. We do get. I must say we are very much at the mercy and forgiving of the Japanese people around us.
That's right. Exactly. That's right. Their
But
hospitality cannot be underestimated.
I must say I'm guilty of being sometimes too Japanese. I've been told that too. When I'm like overthinking, I'm like, okay, 3 steps ahead. If she does that, then does she do that because she thinks that I want this, but I actually want that? Should I then cover it for her like this? Like you trying to read the other person so much that you kind of it gets really confusing.
You're getting Machiavellian with your approach. This goes beyond Japan. You are getting into some deep-seated art of war type strategies here.
It is the kind of reading the ears. I think it's like especially between ladies because we're overthinking anyways as we go along, and then we have to think of the happiness of the other person who's possibly thinking of our happiness, and you have to compensate for that and make sure everyone's happy. It can be quite stressful. Kiyotsukau is the Japanese word for that. You kind of like trying to incorporate someone else's needs. Sometimes a bit too much. But that's advanced living in Japan knowledge that generally foreigners don't need to know. But the more you can start and realize that, it's better, because what you'll have, you come here and you have loads of people around you and everyone's helping you and everyone's looking after your needs. But if you overexert that, you suddenly see these people disappear, or they don't call you up anymore, and that kind of stuff. And then you realize, I must have done something wrong, you know. So try also
potentially some offense.
Yeah, offense, or you were running your own game too much. A lot of foreigners go like, I want this, I want this. And Japanese people will go, okay, I'll do it for you. I'll help you out. I'll go there with you. But if you never ask the other person and get them to actually get some happy things too, you kind of like run through it and like go, everything is fine, while someone else is maybe covering for you. But that's a bit complicated.
Dear me, we should call this culture should be the name of this podcast. There was a boy band in the 90s called Culture. They spelled culture with a K at the start and A at the end. Culture. Culture.
Kultur.
Culture. Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
Kultur. Other things that surprised you in Japan, I have a couple of things.
What you got?
Sometimes girls will throw birthday parties for their favorite anime character.
Oh, yeah. Talk to me. Tell me. Oh my God, Ladybeard's going to settle in for this one. I'm going to open my cola beverage. All right.
That can happen with anime characters, but it can also, for example, happen with you. Maybe on your birthday, there were some girls in Japan who threw a Ladybeard birthday party with a cake, came together, threw a party. And did that happen?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You think so? You got some pictures of that?
I believe that has happened in the past. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I got like, how did that feel?
Very flattering.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
Damn, can someone please throw a Cathy Cat birthday party and send me pictures?
Hey, Cat and Beard listeners. On Cathy Cat's birthday, it's up to you to make her smile with your own otaku birthday party for Cathy
Throw a Cathy Cat otaku birthday party, have a frilly cake, invite your friends, have loads of cola or whatever you like to drink, and take pictures and send it to me on Instagram.
Yes. Do it. Do it, world.
Wow, but I'm really, really pleased that actually someone threw you a birthday party and sent you pictures. That's so cute.
It's very nice. Tends to be the super fans. It's very sweet.
That's sweet.
It's extremely sweet, actually.
Another thing, trains in Japan are amazing. They're on time. And if they're delayed for 1 minute, they will apologize.
They will apologize, that's correct. You get a little note. Similar to a doctor's note if the train is late, that you can show your boss to let them know the train actually was late.
Because everything works now. Everything is based on the trains are on time system. So when you are late for work for 5 minutes, then when Japanese people are incredibly on time, don't be late, then you actually have this little slip from the train line, and it would say, yes, we were delayed, so you can prove to your boss, I am sorry, I'm 5 minutes late. People are incredibly on time here. But to be honest, that wasn't a culture shock for me. Because I'm German.
Of course.
We tend to be early.
You're extremely efficient.
Oh, yeah, we are very efficient.
The efficiency of the Germans cannot be questioned.
You don't mess with the Germans. You have to be 30 minutes early to be on time. You are on time, you're late.
But now in Japan, if you are 30 minutes early, now that's almost as rude as being late. Now you're too early.
Too early is also not good. You're right. Especially if you're going around someone's house. They might not be ready for you yet, so you're causing them the trouble if you're there early because they haven't had time to wipe down a surface or something.
Say that again in a German accent, please.
You're causing them trouble because they haven't had time to wipe down the first surface for you.
It's not fancy for you. Why will you come when I'm not fancy for you?
Yeah. Yes.
If you go to Kyoto, they have their whole own culture going on in Kyoto.
Oh, right.
Which is next level kuki yobimasu, next level reading of the room.
Okay, I didn't know that. Tell me more.
Oh my goodness, you're not familiar with Kyoto culture and exactly how that works.
Oh, tell me.
The between the lines communication in Kyoto is something else. So, for instance, if you're around at someone's house and I say you're out and about. You're enjoying yourself. It's a Saturday afternoon. You're out and about.
Good. Yeah,
you
get a couple of drinks.
Hey,
fun.
Hey, look, Cathy Cat's house is not far from here. It's just the next block over.
Around my place.
Let's pop in, see how she's doing. Now, it seems reasonable, right? We're friends. I can pop into your house, right? It seems reasonable. I'll come to your door, knockety knock knock. You'll open the door, big smile. You'll welcome me into your house. You'll sit me down. You'll say, all right, I will get us something to consume. You'll head into the kitchen. You'll come back and you give me a little bowl of porridge.
Okay.
Yeah, in Kyoto. And this porridge,
yes.
What this means is, the idea is, this is an appetizer. I mean, this is an appetizer which we eat before a main meal is prepared.
Oh, so I'm preparing you a meal now.
Well,
But
you are preparing a meal, but I'm not necessarily invited.
And you find that out because you got a bowl of porridge?
Oh, that's correct.
What? Okay, what?
Well, they'll sit you
What?
down. They'll sit you down.
Is
I'll
the
bring you a
porridge
bowl
like
of porridge, and the porridge is the get the duck out porridge.
Oh, it's passive-aggressive porridge?
Passive-aggressive porridge. And what they might even do is they might even sit you down in the particular room in their house, which will have, they have a room specifically for this purpose, which will have a painting on the wall of a particular bird, a particular sparrow or robin or something or other.
Make it fly.
That's the get the duck out bird.
Oh.
So if you're sat down, Jesse nodding, and knows what's up. Exactly,
what?
yeah. The Japanese team in our studio, they're all nodding.
way.
So if you get sat down in the get the duck out room and give it the get the duck out porridge, you know that you are not welcome. It's time to
Oh
get the
my
duck out.
gosh. But why did they not say at the door, I'm sorry, I'm busy right now, I can't have you?
In my country, we just say get the duck out. Eh? Yeah, no, you don't do that in Kyoto.
What?
You don't do that, eh?
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, now I'm like scared of next time I'm going to Kyoto if someone's gonna serve me porridge and
course.
like put me in a room with a bird. You know you're in trouble.
You're doing a Japan
dear.
trade adventure.
Oh
The
God.
first time I learnt that, I was like, this is fantastic, Kyoto. They're giving me porridge. They're showing me birds. what a fantastic,
no, it actually
friendly
happened
people.
to you. Oh
No.
no. Get the duck out
the
porridge. I will
duck out.
remember that.
Remember that.
Oh damn. But then isn't it really fascinating that Kyoto, right next to Osaka, the next biggest city, Osaka is so relaxed. I love people from Osaka. They all.
Osaka, as far as I understand, is kind of like the Japanese equivalent of New Orleans.
Okay.
So New Orleans in the United States was a big party town, and during Prohibition, New Orleans was the only place where you could get alcohol.
Oh,
so therefore, the
right.
whole
Speakeasy and
hospitality
stuff.
industries, that's right, they all thrived in New Orleans. That's why New Orleans is this huge party town. That's as I understand it. I'm not a professional or an expert on American history, so don't judge me. However, my understanding is Osaka had some kind of similar arrangement. Looking at the Japanese team, can I get a
Osaka,
nod?
Osaka,
Yep, there we
yeah.
go.
Yeah, Osaka,
Osaka
yes.
had some arrangement when, I can't remember the whole thing properly, but they had some reason everyone, the government, whatever, had to spend a whole lot of money on good times. So,
Oh, right.
Good
so
times.
Osaka is good times town.
So all the Japanese comedians, most of them come from Osaka.
Oh, good point. Good point. Yes,
Osaka
yes, yes.
has the reputation of being comedy central in Japan. And so, yeah, so they speak Nandae-en, they speak the old Osaka Ben. Can you understand that Osaka Ben?
I think it depends on how thick it is. There is this one, like there is the longest mall in Japan, in Osaka, and on the side of it is a takoyaki place, which is run by a lady who's been running this for what, like 70 years or something? Like
Wow.
she has the longest running takoyaki place in that mall.
Okay.
And her accent, I must confess, I wasn't quite following every word she was saying. But the new people, like the younger people, they will have that kind of almost cool Osaka accent.
Okay.
It's like, ooh, yeah, Osaka Ben, bring it on. Like you like listening to it.
That story about the takoyaki lady, that is extremely specific. That is one of the most specific stories I've ever heard. There's one individual in a mall in Osaka who's ran this store for 70 years. I have trouble understanding that lady.
I think it's like the old, you know, the way how old people in Osaka speak their language. I think the Namari, the accent is a lot stronger than how young people speak it. That's why I meant. We went there to film with Ash Japanese. We went through the entire mall. And what I found really interesting is in Tokyo, you get like, oh, don't film here. Oh, no, you need to, I'm going to call the manager, kyoka, satsue kyoka, like get like the permission to film. You get that all the time. And in that mall, we went through with the camera. We went to the store, said, can we film here? They're like, no problem, sit down. And we were filming, we were having food there. And some of the places, we went to several, some of the places were even like, don't pay for it, just promote us.
Really?
Like, we were like,
That's
no,
nice.
it's okay, we're going to pay. But, like, the atmosphere and the way people were with each other is very different in Osaka. And it's so
heaps chilled out.
fascinating that we have Kyoto and Osaka very
Right
close,
next to
an
each other.
hour,
Yeah.
less than an hour away from each other.
Yep.
Totally different cultures. And again, you're going to find that everywhere in Japan that you just go a little bit more to the left or the right, and the culture can be completely different again.
Nandeyanen Kansai. We should start a segment called Nandeyanen Kansai. Yeah, good plan. Nandeyanen Kansai. No one knows what's going on at all. I'm sure if you go a little bit like north or something, you'll get to some small village, Takatokoyama or some nonsense like that, where they have some other specific thing situation going on.
I mean, like, I find the north of Japan, especially, the regions that were hit by the earthquake and tsunami, they're really, really looking out for each other. They're very warm-hearted. There's a lot of, like, let's stick together, let's, work together, like, hardworking, that kind of thing. So wherever you go, you get a different feel and different kind of culture within the culture if you come to Japan. And you're going to love it. No matter where you go, you're going to love it.
Have a great time, I imagine. Were you here for the earthquake?
I wasn't. Were you?
No, I wasn't. It was before my time.
Yeah.
We had a relatively large one the other day, though.
It was uncomfortable. Do you have like a little earthquake emergency kit at home?
No, but I'm starting to think I maybe should have one.
Yeah, I got myself one online. There's one like, it's what? $100-ish for like a backpack full of all the things you need.
Oh, yeah?
They do them here, like literally you just buy them online, $100, $120, and you have a backpack full with all the gears and tools. We should do maybe a podcast about that one.
That's
in
a good
the
idea.
future.
You know what you should do?
Emergencies in Japan.
You know what you should do? You should specifically have the print on the outside of your backpack, your go pack.
Like your apron, you write
No,
Ladybeard
I
on
was
your...
thinking you should specifically have the print, make it the Get the Duck Out bird from Kyoto. Because that way you know it's time to leave.
All
if you
right.
pick this thing up, it's time to get out of there.
Time to get out of there. Get the duck out bird.
Make sure there's some porridge in there as well.
Until next time, I need to look up what that kind of bird, what bird that is.
Anyone know what kind of bird it is, Japanese crew? The Get the Duck Out bird?
What's the name of the bird?
Ironically, it's not a duck, even though we've been calling it the Get the Duck Out bird. Any
Get the
ideas?
duck out bird. No.
Sparrow?
No.
Robin?
No.
Unique Japanese
crane?
bird, the kata talker or something?
Kaide dori?
Tell you what, after this we'll ask Google and I'll be able to tell you later on.
We'll find out. We'll find
Google
out.
will know. Google will know. When no one else knows, Google knows.
Right. So what are the kind of foods that surprised you or that you love in Japan?
So now it's an interesting thing, right? Because you get to Japan and people start talking a lot about regional foods.
They do.
You go to this place, oh, they have very delicious ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, you go there, they have very delicious ba-ba-ba-ba. So the first time I went to Aomori, Aomori is all about the apples, right?
Bing bong, bing bong. I feel like I won a quiz here.
Here's what happened, and I'll probably mess up the story.
Oh, no.
But there was a farmer in Aomori, and his crops were all failing. And what happened was an alien came to him. I'm not joking. This is the story.
Are you the alien?
No, I'm not. Cathy Cat, please. I'm telling a serious story.
It says alien registration card on our cards here, though.
Alien came down from the cosmos to Aomori farmer, and they made a deal. The alien said, I will give you the greatest tasting apples imaginable. You will get rich. However, then I get to have your soul. And the farmer made that deal. And so now the apples of Aomori are deliciously spectacular. But then that farmer, he became wonderfully rich and he had a wonderful crop and harvest that year. And everyone came from miles around to eat Aomori apples. But then he mysteriously disappeared. You know why? Aliens took his soul. Japanese team, am I accurate in my story?
Aliens? Not it.
Yes, another nod. Ladybeard knows what's going on.
But I would have expected like an oni, like a demon, but
No,
aliens?
it's an alien. There's some movie about it. What's it called? Alien Aomori Apple Friends. Do we know the name of that movie? There's some movie about
That was not in my science fiction degree.
Our producer's getting it.
That was not in my science fiction degree. These aliens
clearly,
have not been registered
You
with the
need to
University
head
of
back
Liverpool.
to the University of Chester and you
Liverpool.
your own
Alien story.
unit to plug into this degree. Hey,
Just
University
add
of Chester. You need to reapply.
Liverpool, University of Liverpool.
I thought it was Chester.
No, Chester is my bachelor's.
I'm so sorry. University of Liverpool. Hey,
New
you need to
thing
employ Cathy
to
Cat
add.
about fixing your degree that's not.
Alien, the apple-giving alien. Oh my god. Okay, surprise foods. That was your surprise about the Aomori stories.
What's that? No, so sorry. Now I haven't even got to the point.
Oh my
The point
God.
was because I was going there and everyone kept talking about the apples and how delicious these Aomori apples are, and I'm like, dude, it's an apple. How good's it gonna be, right? I got there and I ate it, and I genuinely did say I have never tasted something like an apple this delicious in my life. I had no concept that an apple could possibly taste so good. It was amazing to me because as far as I'm concerned, an apple's a freaking apple, and you're just like, all right, whatever.
There is a whole new level here in Japan of especially fruit. Like, it feels like Japan takes something and then they're like, let's make this better. And then they make it a lot better, like fruit. And that's why sometimes fruit is ridiculous prices because they wrap it up and then they talk to it and then they put it in the best place in the sun. And each little grape is like wrapped in like an extra little dress and then they make sure it like lives a better life than the average human does. And that's why it tastes so good.
Quite amazing. That's the story with Wagyu beef as well, isn't it? They get those cows drunk and massage them all day,
Actually, I have a good story about that one. The best beef I ever had was Wagyu that they brought to Australia.
Hey.
And then made the cows walk from apparently like a path over the ocean when it was like the sea was just out. And they made it the cows walk over to an island. And then they started massaging them and all the shenanigans. But while the cows were walking over, apparently they ate some things they found on the floor. And that apparently is said to have made their meat especially delicious. Either way, I tried those special Wagyu in Australian beef cow steak, and I cried. It was so good.
You cried?
I cried. It was so good. I was like, literally, what is this? It tasted so good.
That story started out sounding like the Three Billy Goats gruff. Freaking going over a bridge. There's
I'm the big bad wolf. I ate the cow.
My bridges. Except it's an Aussie goblin. So I was like, all right, who's on my bridge?
Yeah,
what's going on,
probably.
Yeah.
But it was so good. Another thing, sometimes that surprises me here, food-wise, is people are not scared of having like moving things. Like moving lobster was the thing that freaked me out.
Oh, you're nuts to that.
Oh god, that freaked me out. Like it was like this. Oh, you're gonna have a lobster. Oh, great lobster! And then the lobster was still moving on the plate with the sashimi there, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that wouldn't fly abroad.
Did you consume the moving lobster?
Well, it was kind of rude to the people around me not to.
Right, so you
had to like a
actively
bite of it.
murdered a crustacean.
Don't make me that.
You are a crustacean murderer.
Oh, it goes to a different level. I've done another thing. Sorry, I helped a octopus farmer reel in the octopi.
Oh,
do you know how that's done?
Catching a fish, though.
No, it's not.
No.
Do you know how it's done? They're little vases that they put under the sea.
Okay.
They pull up all those vases on board of the boat. Okay. So there's like little vases that are around. And then out of the vases, it's like a horror movie. They all come out of the vases. There is no bait in it.
Sounds
anything.
quite cute.
They think it's like a house, like they like the small space, and they all come. Yeah, it's not cute when there are 30 octopi and you get told by hand to put them into the sink, the saltwater sink. That was terrifying. I had to do that for a video. That's still on YouTube. And they actually, in the middle of their tentacles, they have a beak that can crush your bones. So
really?
Yeah, and try to like capture all of them while not getting them to bite you.
You should have like a finger-shaped stick that you point at them, and that way it could bite the finger-shaped stick, and then you could just pick them up with the stick and easily put them into the octopus bucket.
Maybe. Oh, I think it is time for the Get the Duck Out bird. I think we have to put the Get the Duck Out bird.
Told they are bringing us porridge.
Porridge is here. Oh, porridge and a bird is here. We probably have to wrap this one up, but there is more to tell you guys in the next episode of Cat with Beard. But before that, Ladybeard, anything you would like to let everyone know?
Don't forget to head down to the internet to follow Ladybeard_Japan on the internet and my pop group Babybeard_Japan. My pop group's coming to Brazil in July. Ooh. If you're in Brazil, you can see us at Anime Friends in Sao Paulo in July. Yourself on the internet.
You check out Cathy Cat, both with a C. Find me online, and you can find me on Ash Japanese, Cathy Cat _ TV on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and all the shenanigans. We'd be love to see you guys soon, or maybe catch you on Japan Railway Journal, or our next podcast here on Cat with Beard. Oh, guys, if you have any questions, hold on. Any questions? We have an email. You can send us your questions to. If there's anything else you want to feature in a future podcast, send it to Nippon, NIPPON @JOQR.net. One more time. You want to say it?
Ja, noch einmal.
Noch einmal. Nippon, NIPPON @JOQR.net. We're looking forward to your email. Send us something. Send us stuff. Oh, you're gonna get the duck out bird.
Yeah, you can send us the Get the Duck Out bird. Maybe if you're not a fan of the show,
Yeah,
send us a
send
photo
us some
of the Get the
porridge.
Duck
A
Out
picture of
bird, yeah.
porridge.
Right.
We're gonna get so many pictures of porridge.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome.
Hey, we should start like an Instagram competition to see who can make the most creative photos of the porridge
Of
with
the
Get
porridge
the Duck Out.
with the
Get
duck out bird. Yeah, please.
I hope someone makes us duck porridge.
Hashtag cat with beard. Hashtag cat with beard. Okay.
Goodbye.
See you.